Good day. So today we're doing the front brakes, pads and disc on a Kia Sportage. So I'll swap you around, show you what I do. So first things first, make sure the car is jacked up and on axles. Next thing to do, crack these two bolts here are 14 mils. There's one here and there's one down here, 14 mils. Just crack them open. Then get someone to put the foot on the brake pedal, if you can, to hold this still. Then you want a fat Phillips to crack these open. What you want to do is put some force in it and wait when I turn, or tap with an hammer at the end as you're turning, and it will force them open. If they do thread out, if the heads do go on it, you're going to have to drill them out. So you just want to drill the heads off it, then your disc will come off, then you just use pliers to take the thread out. But yeah, here's this way, fat screwdriver so it fits in nice and snug. Either put some force in behind it as you're turning, or tap the end with an hammer as you're turning. So it's just like a bit of a hammer drill really, just to give it some force, just to free it off. So yeah, that's how you crack them open. I've cracked mine open already, as you can see. So I'll take these out. After I've took these two out here, I want to undo these two 14mm bolts. There's one there and there's one there. Then your caliper will pull out. So I see you undoing these two bolts. Just wiggle your caliper off. So your caliper's off. Stick it on top so it don't fall. You do not want to stretch your cable. If you want, you can take this horseshoe out and your pipe will come out, so it gives you a bit more play. Brake pads just pull out, like that, front and back. Just pack some bit of seals. If they are stuck, just get a screwdriver and just pop them out. So that's that done. So as soon as you've done that, there's another two bolts behind, what are 17 mils. So if you can, turn your steering round. So once you turn your steering, let's say you got a 17mm bolt there and a 17mm bolt here. These are a bit of a pain to crack open, so I just use a breaker bar, crack them open and ratchet them out. So you got them out, this will come off, you just take this off. So once you've got the housing off, you want to just undo these screws you've already broken open, then your disc will pop off. So I'll put the new one on. So like I say, when you took these screws out, your disc will just come off. Place your new one back on, make sure your holes are in the right place, tighten your disc back on. Then you can put your carrier back on, fasten up your carrier, so we'll do that next. So before you put your carrier back on, one thing I should mention is make sure these go in and out okay. You'll feel a bit of suction. If one of them's stuck, that's what caused your brakes to stick on. The other side, one of them was solid on, so I've had to take it off, clean it up, make sure it's nice clean, put the rubber back on, and exactly the same as this. You see it, it wants to suck itself back in, so that's how you know they're all good. If your rubbers are knackered and that, you're going to have to replace them, because if these seize on, like I say, your caliper will seize on, and that's what wears your brakes down, causes you some big ass problems. So yeah, make sure they're good. So yeah, let's get this carrier back on. Don't forget to clean where it needs cleaning. Carrier all bolted back on. You want to get some brake cleaner and some rag or something and clean your disc. Make sure there's no oil or grease or dirty fingerprints over it. Some discs will come with like a grease on it you need to get off. So yeah, make sure you get some brake cleaner and give them a good clean. So next thing, we'll fit the brake pads. So you see these are wear mark sensors. to start squeaking. So they go to the bottom rear. So you see there, and these hook in to the little grooves there, and you just pop them in. Try and pop them in. Come on. There we go. That's one in. And the other one looks like that. See the grooves there? That bit sits in there like that. Same with the top. And I just pop in. So the next thing is we've got to wind this caliper back. So you want to take your brake cap off from the engine bay. Just unscrew it so it's just loose off. So you can back push the fluid. Best stick some rag around it in case your fluid starts coming out or it just pops out, whatever. Yeah, so stick some rag around it so you don't spill any over your engine bay. So we'll wind this back. So the thing I've got for this, you can buy the proper tool for it, they're pretty cheap, but I just got a G-clamp with a bit of flat wood, and I'll stick that against the piston and just wind it back. Sometimes they're pretty easy just to push back by hand, just force them back by hand. You do not want to be pushing anything hard against your piston. This is your piston here. You don't want to be denting that because that goes against your brake pan. So yeah, try with your hands, see if you can force it back by hand first. If not, you're going to need a proper winding tool, or like I say, a G-clamp, bit of wood, or even a big set of mole grips or something, just to put a piece of wood here, mole grips around it and onto the end here, and just squeeze it just to bring it in. So there we go, I got my wood in there against the piston. The G-clamp is just going to go over like that. Then I just tighten up my G-clamp till the piston's pushed right back. So there we go, that's my piston pushed back. So yeah, undo that now. So piston's pushed back. Make sure the rubber's not split. If the rubber's split, you're going to have to buy a repair kit or a new caliper. It's sometimes easier just to buy a new caliper. Cheap enough off the old flea bay, about 40 quid. But this is all good. So next is we've got to put it back on. So what you want to do, make sure your brake pipe's not twisted when you go back on. And you just slide it back on. Make sure these are pushed back in. If not, just push them in by hand and it will hook over like that. Then all we're going to do now is put the bolts back in. There we go, that's all back together. If you're not changing the disc and you're only changing the pads, what you got to do is undo these two bolts here, these two 14mm, pull your caliper off, replace your pads, wind back your piston, well not wind it, push your piston back, make sure you got your cap off so your fluid can go back into the bottle, then bolt it all back on. It's just these discs were knackered, especially the other side where the caliper seized on and really ridged the disc. So yeah, that's how you do pads and discs on a Kia Sportage. So then what you want to do when you've done both sides, go press the brake a few times just to bring the pistons back in line with your brake pads and your disc. Check your fluid, make sure your fluid's nice and level. If it is over the max mark, get like a syringe or something, or a bit of cloth just to soak something up, just to take it back down to the max mark. If it's lower, top it up. Yeah, that's the only way. So there we go, disc and pads done on the Kia Sportage. If you ain't already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Stay safe.